Howdy ho again, everyone. Today we're visiting everyone's favorite alternate history simulator, Europa Universalis 4, to try and see what would happen if the American Revolution had never occurred, but instead, Florida expanded up the coast and took over the 13 colonies, and instead of it being the United States of America, it just became the United States of Florida. I got this idea when I saw this Reddit post a few years ago from this image, which seemed all too cursed that it begged further exploration. And it turns out this is an actual strategy in this game. There's an achievement for forming the independent nation of Florida. I've never actually played EU4 before, so we're going to start off with a modest loan of 100,000 gold pieces. This will help us jumpstart the booming economy. Of course, the American South has always been known for its incredible innovation and manufacturing sector. I'm of course kidding, the South's economy is a bit of an oxymoron, so I will require funds. Here we are on the main menu of EU4. We're going to start a single-player campaign, and we're going to be going, not in Europe. We're going to be going over to the New World. But we won't be starting in 1444. No, we're going to be starting in the year 1633, when Florida had grown to, honestly, a pretty substantial size already. Of course, the settling of Florida begins around 1565 with the setup of St. Augustine, but, well, we just kind of want a head start on that. Now, we do have a very big ally. Spain is probably the greatest world power at this time, having conquered almost all of the New World. Honestly, just look at all of that. They are our colonial power that we're going to be going to. But we are going to be waging an independent campaign. Now, we've also got the 13 colonies being set up down here and up here. And we have the Dutch in around modern-day New York right now with New Amsterdam with the funny spelling. But yes, let us begin our journey around November of 1633. We will be taking control of Florida, a colony of the crown of the crown of Spain, and we are completely underdeveloped. There is almost nothing in Florida. Miami doesn't exist yet. We do have like a little version of Tampa, but it's not the Tampa we know and love today. Orlando and Disney World is not to be seen yet, and we unfortunately don't have Jacksonville or its traffic. But yeah, we are going to begin as Florida. Welcome to the majestic and advanced economy of northern Florida in the year 1633. But we are going to begin by developing some of this because we are completely underdeveloped almost everywhere. If we go over to Spain, look at all of the development over here, we have nothing in Florida. So let's just forget about all of that. We're going to begin by colonizing some of the areas over here. Of course, we are going to repress all of the natives. The first will be a fight against the Native Americans here. And then we will begin to just annex the 13 colonies as they expand, and Spain will give us the rest of their territory. Look, our ultimate goal, form the Floridian nation. Here in this rugged land of swamps, alligators, and sunny beaches, we have managed to make a home. It is in these lands that we shall make a home, and a great exploits of the Florida men will become known throughout America and the world. Of course, we need to conquer the rest of Florida, which, as it happens, includes part of Alabama and Louisiana. Okay, I'm willing to live with that. Florida is but a humble shell of what it will become some days. Ultimately, our goal will be to conquer new states, expand Florida, and unite the home region. Okay, so before we begin much else, we're just going to start with churches all around our beautiful state of Florida. We also want to get maybe a little bit of infantry, just because we're going to have to settle down with the natives right here. And we will do a little bit of early colonizing before we do any conquering. Let's send out some troops over here. We're going to try to fend off any native uprisings as we colonize. And in the meantime, you know, we might as well go over to the natives. We'll go into covert actions, and we will build a spy network to steal their maps of the region. We're also going to offer alliances to the most militarily advanced of the Native American tribes. Here we go. Oh no, the natives have attacked us at Louisiana. Oh, there is actually quite a lot of them, but Well, there's more of us, and we've won. And we've already begun our majestic campaign of expanding Florida. We need to just continue growing the developments, so we're going to continue building in all of the Floridian provinces. Now, you might be saying to yourself, this looks like a rather large and involved process. And you're right. But look, Spain has already begun colonizing South Florida, which will be subsumed into, yes, our empire. Step one is to grow and develop Florida. We are going to just build more stuff and just try to ignore everything. Then we will ally with the tribes, use spies, get maps. Then the next step is going to be to build an army and fabricate claims on all the 13 colonies' land. Then we'll consolidate our empire, and then we will just expand west. Let's go ahead and just develop Florida and colonize a little bit as we grow, and maybe in a couple years from now, we'll meet back up. Okay, southeast, and now we can see the entire eastern United States. We're going to be taking the maps from the 13 colonies. Keep in mind, these haven't been explored at this point, but who cares? We're just going to do it anyway. Okay, the time has come to begin taking the lands of Georgia. We are going to declare war on one of the tribes here. We have more Florida men. We outnumber them. Spain is already conquering most of these lands anyway, so it's not really our fight to have. Spain has 110% discipline. Very impressive. 15,000 vicious Florida men have now just taken the lands of Georgia. They're not very strong at all. Let's just go over there and take their land as well. We may be able to somehow fabricate a claim. We do have a spy. We'll continue building our spy network over here, and we'll just take their land as well. Okay, we have 100% won this war. Let's just go make our peace demands. Yes, we can just take it. We will do that. And now we own the lands of Georgia and South Carolina. Look how much Florida is already growing. The quest continues with the fabrication of claims on... we're going to claim Jamestown, which is a rather large settlement. Baltimore looks pretty good too. All right, and Wu-Tang. Florida has spread across almost the whole eastern half of the Sun Belt. And we do have enough now to raise up just many new armies of Florida men all across the continent, even into the lands into which Pensacola men, all areas to which Florida has spread. They will give up their claims, and we will rise up against the Native Americans trying to take back. Well, they're headed for Jacksonville right now. Okay, we have begun to conquer new states. Florida is growing. We have now incorporated the southern end of North Carolina we're coming into right here. We've got South Carolina as well. We have unconditional surrender of the enemy. They will sacrifice all of their territory to us. Florida is now covering the entire South. So basically, not much difference here yet, but oh, look, what do you know? Florida is making its way up into Maryland. And where are we at? Coming into, like, Virginia here. Yes, grow, Florida. And the time has arrived to declare war on the 13 colonies. We will take Baltimore all the way down to, well, let's make our war goal be Jamestown, because that's fairly easy. We are just going down to Jamestown to conquer it first, and then we will make our way up the coast, all the way to Philadelphia, and then claim all of that land. And look at that. Florida is now the same size, almost as France. Can you believe it? France is looking like a world power, aside from the Spanish lands, but we'll handle that later. Just ignore that for now. We have, oh my gosh, we have so many new territories we have to incorporate as well. Where are these even coming from? We're just being gifted these by the Spanish crown because they do not know what to do with them. We have the entire southeast United States. Right, we now have enough to make them cede everything all the way up to Philadelphia. I will ask for Philadelphia as well. I want it. We have brought Pennsylvania into Florida. Look, Florida is now awkwardly split. Let's just go ahead and start developing all this land because, well, the English didn't do it, did they? They're attempting another American Revolution. We need to handle the colonists because we have colonized the colonists. And there can be only one winner. Okay, now just without any casus belli, which will greatly increase war exhaustion, we're just going to send in the Florida men anyway because we vastly outnumber them. All we really can do, let's just ignore all of this. I just don't want to pick a fight with the Iroquois yet because they are rather strong, and then we could cause like a coalition of Native American tribes to rise up against us, which would indeed not be good. I mean, we would win the war, but at what cost? Too many Florida men would be lost. In fact, we could just raise up armies of Florida men, because we currently have 31,000 just waiting to be drafted. Let's just go ahead and make a national defensive force of Florida men in every county and province. Our offer has been accepted, and here is the extent of our conquerings now. Most of this is just ours for the taking, so let's make our way up into the Ohio River Valley. From there, we will just colonize for the most part, but there is a little bit of conquering to be done. Time has advanced, and we now have a view of the entire United States. I mean, United States of Florida, or soon to be. Here go the Florida men up to the land of Michigan and beyond. Who can stop them? Honestly, probably most people, but no one has really stood up yet. The Iroquois have not really united against us because we've avoided the coalitions, but yeah, we're about to take over the entire eastern half of the United States. We've assembled an 80,000 unit strong army. The Floridian army flourishes, and now all provinces in the southeast region owned by Florida. We're getting very close to that. Where is the southeast, indeed? I think we just have a couple other spots over here. This one Cherokee spot and Jawara. And then we will be able to unite the whole region. Okay, we are beginning to fabricate claims on New Amsterdam and Pavonia, so modern-day New Jersey, which is honestly not all that far off because a lot of Floridians are from New York. So we can just continue claiming all of the Dutch land, although this is a rather difficult war to really justify. Although, I mean, just look at the sheer number of Florida men that are out there to be had. I mean, they aren't going to come across the ocean for me, are they? Florida has grown larger than France and Spain, maybe combined. We are now able to create a nation of Florida, permanent claim on every neighboring area. So now we have casus belli on the entire new world. It is our, manifest destiny to manifest Florida from sea to shining sea. Really expanded. And even the Dutch are not looking that strong anymore. It's hard to tell from whence they'll come. It looks like that they're blockading our port. Let's go ahead and engage them in naval combat. See how that does. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then send the rest of the Florida men to defend our lands, because it looks like they made their way north, away from our 21,000 attacking their capital. We have slain the 13 colonies in naval combat. We win, and I think we can just go ahead and demand all of these lands, cede them all to us, and then is there anything else we can get out of it? Cool. All right, we now have New England. Woo. We have eaten the 13 colonies. Florida is slightly just all over the place, and Spanish Louisiana continues to extend further northward, which is honestly somewhat problematic. Right now, this is pretty respectable looking, if I do say so myself, but, you know, that's just me. Okay, so a lot of time has passed, and I forgot to hit record, but here's the story. It's time to declare war on Canada. Well, it's France right now, and another smaller country called Fluoride. And oh Jesus, France has decided that they want to involve themselves into this war. Okay, we'll let them. We have lost the war for now, but all of our Spanish allies are here to save the day. You can just ignore all of that. We've won the war, and now we have New England as well as parts of Canada incorporated into Florida. Following the flinging of great amounts of doo-doo, the time has come to declare war on the Iroquois. We have most of French Canada, at least the parts of it that, well, matter to us, under our control, and Florida is about, it's getting near half the size of the continental U.S., or at least, I suppose, like, the more populated part. We are tired of war, but yet there must be more. Hopefully they won't ally with the French, because that would be pretty bad, not gonna lie. Wow, an inspiring day for everyone who lives to see it when the Florida men make their return to New York to conquer the land and take back what is rightfully theirs. Are we just allowed to go through French Canada? I guess we've been allowed that after winning that war, mainly with aid from the Spanish, but oh well, you can't get it all. We may go to war with France yet again if we can claim their lands quickly enough. Now we're at 100% war. We forced them to surrender. We want it all. We want the land. Good stuff. Great stuff. The Iroquois have accepted our generous peace offer. We have maybe one more tribe to take out, and then it's just us, France, and Spain, and a couple of other, like, random peoples left in the American continent. Wow. Spain has decided to no longer make us a colony, but now we are a private enterprise. What could lie behind this door? Now we are finally turning into capitalist Florida, are we? For my final act of Floridian dominance over the natives, I'm going to declare war on the tribes of Pennsylvania and Michigan, and we are going to just take everything remaining from them, and I have no moral consequences for any of this. Perfect. Perfect. Look at it. We have overwhelmingly defeated both of our opponents. You have nowhere to run to. Go back to Canada. Right, we have one land demand. Give us that, and the rest of your money. We'll send that demand. Welcome to Florida. Put on a t-shirt. We're Florida men here. All right. I mean, some sort of tropical shirt, even though that we're in the, like, lake effect. Look, it's freezing over. This is the cold part of, now technically, northern Florida. Well, at this point in time, the only thing I have left to do, I don't really feel like taking French Canada. They hold maybe a little piece of New York. Spain has maintained its dominance just forever, so here we are. Let's go into the ledger. Spain is currently sitting on the top militarily. Scandinavia is the number 2, and then Russia. If we were to declare war on Spain, they would have more than 10 times as many troops as us. We are running out of money just because we have such a large standing army. We pay 243 coins a month. Let's just have an all-out land war and we'll probably just faceplant, but, you know, there's no other hope for the world. We're declaring war on France. We're going to take over Canada. If Florida can't take over the United States, we can at least get Canada. So here go 200,000 angry Florida men all the way up to Canada. You never expected this ending. Neither did I. I'm sending hundreds of thousands of angry Florida men up. It's okay, Florida was only an East Coast endeavor anyway. From Florida we began, and to Florida we returned. 228,000 Florida men. Move out of the way, French people. I'm coming through. Oh god, they're helplessly attempting to run away, but you can't escape the wrath of the Florida men. You can't. We're too powerful. We're much too powerful for you. Yes, we've captured them. We will win this day. The Florida men may have no morale. We may run screaming. We may have no training or discipline, but what we lack in professionalism, we make up for in numbers. Actually, we don't really make up in numbers. How did we lose that? Right, I have to, like, figure out how to play this game. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm sure Spain will come to save us, but yep, here they come. Now, all of Spain has been loosed on France. We have just created a massive... Oh my god, they're taking over real France! Well, this has been fun. I mean, I never actually played EU4 before, so I spent the last few days trying to learn it. I'd say I've got about 10 hours, but yeah. Let me know everything you know about this game, because I do think this is quite fun, although I have no idea what I'm doing. I just thought it would be funny to create Big Florida. I feel like I won the spiritual victory, but yeah, there's so much more to learn, and the alternate history map that I've created is something all too cursed. Yep, there we go. Florida is rising into Canada. I think I just like this last image of it just spreading. Oh, man. There may or may not be a way to do this with Florida in this way. There's several other mods. I couldn't get any of them to work, but yeah, let me know. Or if there's any other weird Reddit posts that you have, because I just thought that this was a fun thing to explore. As always, I'm Ambiguous Amphibian. I do hope you enjoyed. A major thanks to my patrons, who are literally able to wrestle alligators. Until next time.